Consistency is another best practice. As with all parts of life, consistency is key. You want your clients to be consistently in the news. We just talked about some of the freshness angle, just a couple slides ago. And so, consistency here is another method of keeping them fresh. But above all, you just like, any other type of content that you're putting out, pick that schedule and stick to it. Don't send out, a burst of 3 releases, skip a few months, send out a couple more, skip a few months, do some more. I see people doing that. It doesn't help as much as picking that schedule. You might send out the same number of releases, but if they're evenly spaced, or at least relatively evenly spaced, you're going to have a much better impact on that client's performance overall. And then plan ahead if you are somebody that needs to get approval from your clients on the content that you're publishing. But if you can avoid that, do, because it definitely limits your flexibility. So again, pick a schedule and stick to it. Be consistent, and do this on a per client basis. My recommendation is have a baseline plan. So I'm going to do it every 12 days for every client. And then you find that client that needs it every 8 days or can get away with every 20 days in your assessment of the competitive landscape, then do that. But have that baseline that you plan for. And then that lets you kind of allocate your credits, bump your plan size up, bump it down, whatever you need to do to make sure that you're getting the right value out of things. And then it just makes your life easier because you're not going back to the drawing board with every single client. And you may find that you don't need as many or you need more, and that's fine to shift that schedule, but just have the schedule and just be consistent about it and stick with it.